Well then, folks, it's a big one today. We have the absolute pleasure of joining Jimmy Rainsford of Picture This on stage in just a little spot down in Dublin there, the Tree Arena, little spot, small club. Jimmy.
Yeah, Oisin, good to see you.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance.
Absolutely.
This is one of the most fantastic things I've ever seen.
It's amazing.
It's pretty extraordinary.
Yeah.
We were only saying beforehand, Jimmy and the boys are off from Athy. You could fit the population of Athy in here probably a couple of times.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's
definitely. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Absolutely remarkable.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll start with the meteoric rise of Picture This.
Yeah, it's been so quick. I don't even have time to even think about it, really.
It's incredible.
It's absolutely insane. It's only been 2 years. We've been a band just about 2 years. We've been gigging since April last year, so we played our first gig in April last year. And since then, to get here in a year and a half is absolutely insane and something that we never ever imagined. Like, we never ever thought that would happen. The fact that it is happening, it's indescribable, to be honest.
It's incredible. It's testament to the work that's put into it. Obviously, you guys are very, very focused. You guys have spent a huge amount of time getting this right.
We do, yeah. We spend it, like, we have control of everything. We spend a lot of time making sure the show is right, because at the end of the day, the people who are coming to see us are the ones who got us here. So they deserve to have a great show. So we concentrate very much on the music. We concentrate very much on the production, on the whole show. Like, it's a no-brainer, really, you know. And we just want to keep that ball rolling and just keep the fans that we have.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
fair play, man. Absolutely amazing. We first saw you, I think it was a Drumming Ireland forum. There was a competition, I believe, to support Rex Hardy.
That's right, yeah.
There was a clinic we put on, what was it, six and a half years ago. And there was a video of you in the old garden there with the drums, green blue fade drums.
It's funny, I only remember that since, like, right before this, you told me. Actually, I was like, whoa. I completely forgot about that. That's how long ago it was, I guess.
It was incredible. It was incredible, and the support for that video obviously was pretty wonderful to see on the forum. There's a lot of people suggesting, like, they had actually name checked you even before the video went up. But anyway, you through that you won the competition. You got the support slot with Rex Hardy, the clinic. Obviously, that was fantastic. A lot of people got to see you. You also got yourself your first Sabian cymbal pack out of that.
I know, yeah. That was my first ever Sabian cymbal pack, because I couldn't afford cymbals at all. So I only had, like, I had gotten some Sabian cymbals from my brother. But the first cymbal I ever bought was a Sabian ProSonic 16-inch. And I bought that when I was 10, I think, and my mum had to pay for it. And I kept it for 15 years, and only recently it broke.
Really? Oh man, heartbreaking.
I cried, I was like, no! But so I always had Sabian cymbals, and then to be in that competition was just insane, to get actually a brand new set of cymbals. I was like, whoa, which I still have. And I used them so much, man. Oh my God!
Yeah,
it was criminal. I killed those cymbals.
It's amazing,
but they're still going. So
happy days. With that, I think that's a nice segue into your cymbal setup.
Yes,
let's start with that. So you're still on the old Sabians, I see.
Of course, I've been playing Sabians since obviously when I was 10. So like there's two newer. The hi-hats are quite new, and this cymbal is quite new. This cymbal has played probably nearly every gig I've ever played. I've used that cymbal. That cymbal is a bit newer than it, but this was probably the second ride cymbal I ever got.
Amazing. And
I got it down in Musicmaker. And I think actually you told me to buy the Groove Ride, actually.
Quite possibly.
And I got it. This is the natural finish.
Yep.
And this is probably my favorite cymbal, my best sounding cymbal I've had. This is the Extreme Crash, the HHX. I mainly use HHXs, and I had click hats before these.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is about them. They just have that, especially for live. They're not overpowering in the mics. They're quite. They're not that they're dead in tone, but they're quieter, and they've got more. They're just kind of butterier.
There's a musicality to them. They kind of sit really nicely with
they
instruments,
just sit, and
they?
Everyone says it to me, like, those two crashes sit so well. So the Extreme Crash here, and then the Legacy Crash, which I saw someone else playing. I was like, I have to get one of those.
Yeah.
And then these hats, which I got in Musicmaker recently, and the Apollo hats. These are the only AA cymbals I have on the set, but they're just incredible. We actually had a few different sets of Sabian hats, and we were doing pre-production, and everyone just came into the room and just gathered around the kit and were like, you have to use those hi-hats.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll use them.
So it was an enforced choice.
It was, but I was like, definitely, because they were perfect, and I'd never played them before, and they're brand new as well, and they fit so well.
Beautiful.
In the setup. Yeah, so these cymbals are just unbelievable. They're workhorses, especially this one.
Yeah.
This one has just never given me trouble, and it's probably around 5 or 6 years now I've been playing that one.
Amazing. I think at some point we've all had, and certainly still have, like I've still got my Groove Ride. You probably still have yours, Nigel.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those cymbals.
It is.
It's a legendary cymbal. It's a long time we've had them coming in, and honestly, we cannot keep them in stock.
I know,
incredible machines.
they are. I've got 2 of them, and this is the one I've been using. So I'm waiting for an opportunity to use the other one. It's the brilliant finish one.
I get you.
Amazing.
And it's important to qualify, I suppose, at that point. That you've got 2 cymbals, and for the fact that they're hand hammered, there's a bit of difference in each.
There's
of them.
a lot of difference. Yeah, like it's just, I guess, about finding the right hand hammered cymbal. Especially this one. I've just never heard a cymbal like that before. Like it's beautiful, and especially with that one as well. And I think it's just finding the right set musically for our music and for the kit and for everyone to be happy. Like this is probably the most perfect set we've had.
Incredible.
So yeah,
beautiful. And just to clarify sizes, you got 14 hats.
This is 14 hats. This is 18-inch Legacy, 21-inch Groove Ride, and that's a 19-inch. I thought that was an 18-inch, but it's actually a 19-inch. But great contrast between those 2 crashes. They have such separation in the mix. It's perfect, yeah.
Amazing. Great news.
Yeah.
Serious cymbals.
Absolutely.
Let's move swiftly on to your sticks.
Yeah, at the moment I'm using Vater's, the rock setup. I'm switching between rock and I'm switching between 2B.
Okay.
And I'm kind of not deciding yet which one I like better. So it's tough. I use both. I love these sticks. They're very, very heavy, and whenever Bobby comes up to tune the kit, he can't play them. They're so big. Man, but I love really, really long drumsticks and really, really thick drumsticks, just because I guess my hands are quite big, and I actually picked these up just randomly one day, and the weight was just perfect. You don't have to put too much effort into it. And I like that. I don't like I would, if I was using a smaller or lighter stick, I'd probably get a cramp in my arm, but these do the work for you so easily, and they're just it's hard to find, for me it's always hard to find the right weighted drumstick, because I love a lot of weight down the end as well, so to find these was great, and it's effortless playing. If you can control them right and you have the right technique, you don't have to use much effort at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, so yeah, these sticks are great. I love playing them, and they last so long as well. I usually I'll play, like for this tour, I played the same set of sticks for the whole tour, for the UK tour. But here it's a bit crazier. I'm chipping them a little bit more just because of the situation I'm in.
Naturally, yeah. That's a fair one.
But still, I'd use the same pair during the whole set, and I'll probably use the same pair for tonight as well.
Amazing.
Because I'm very particular about it. Like I like to use the same.
Oh yeah,
the same set of sticks, because they're just.
You felt them,
Yeah.
It's important to qualify the heavier sticks as well. So, I mean, you said it, you alluded to it. You don't have to work as hard effectively, do you, to elicit the same sound from the drums as you would get working a 5A, for instance.
Yeah, and I feel that like especially using lighter sticks, that the drums sound extremely different. When you use a heavier stick, and I'm used to using a heavier stick, the drums just, it's like they're just, it's the same stroke every single time.
Yeah.
There's no discrepancy. You can be extremely dynamic as well. But if you want a consistent snare drum hit or a consistent tom hit, it's the exact same every time, because just the weight of the stick, it's always going to be the same.
Absolutely.
And I love that about heavier sticks, and I love that about these sticks especially. So yeah, they're class. They're my jam.
They're your jam. Not bad, pal. Yeah. Let's move on to your kit. Your sparkly, shiny, see-through kit.
This is this was a complete brainwave to have an acrylic shell set that was something to do with the production of this tour, and I had been going back and forth. I wanted to get a maple shells kit, but there's so many screens in this production, and I had been looking at this kit for a while. Actually, I saw one in a drum store. I don't know where it was. I could have been on tour somewhere. I just saw it. I think it might have been even in the window, and I was like, oh my god! I didn't realize that DW were doing acrylic kits. And I was like, right, I have to get it. So I rang everyone, I rang the whole production crew. I was like, what about acrylic kit, would it work? And they said, look, do whatever you want. And yeah, got in touch with Nigel, said, man, you got to get me one of these. So he did. And yeah, here it is. It was brand new coming into the tour. I wanted it for this exact tour. It's great with the screen behind it. But I was blown away by the sound. The sound of it is just incredible. It's the most perfect live kit. It's consistently the same. There's no shell warping, or it doesn't go out of tune. It stays in the same tuning all the time. It's so easy to look after, and it just looks amazing. And
it looks absolutely fantastic.
It looks incredible. I was literally blown away. I've never played an acrylic kit before. So yeah, I can't really recommend them enough. I was kind of scared going in, because I'm thinking an acrylic kit, I don't even know how it's going to sound or what way it's going to be for front of house, but it's perfect. It sounds perfect, it's consistent. Yeah, I love it. I'll probably play this kit now live for as long as I can, really.
Yeah.
Until there's a drastic change in production. So could be years, but yeah, this will be the one, definitely.
Nice. And the snare as well. Let's give Bobby a shout out.
Yeah, Bird Custom Drums, of course. Bobby built this snare. I think it's 10-ply maple, and just because we had been trying different snares, and he just said, "Here, look, try the snare drum out," and I think it just sat well with the kit. It's a good contrast between the acrylic and the maple. There's a great contrast between the kick and the snare. It really cuts through out front. So yeah, Bobby's great, and Bobby looks after us here as well. He texts with us, and so it's great to have him there. He looks after us very well. And, but yeah, that's a great snare drum, and it's beautiful sounding. Cuts through lovely.
Absolutely, it looks fantastic. Yeah. So you got die-cast hoops on it, so that you get a little bit more sort of chock out of them, a little bit more power.
Absolutely, yeah, which is always good. Like I said, it's just good to have that dynamic between the kick and the snare, so that there's a real difference between both of them,
Happy days.
Yeah.
And then on the drums, just to talk about the sizes that you've gone for here.
Yes, so for the kick drum, it's 22 by 18. The tom is 12 by 9, I think. Floor tom is 16 by 14, and the snare is 14 by 5.5. Pretty standard sizes, but again, they work very, very well. There is a 10-inch tom that I might add on to the kit. I don't know. I might even switch it out for the 12, just because I love huge separation between the toms. Like I was talking about, I love the separation between the kick drum and the snare drum.
Yeah.
And I love that with the toms. I love the tom to be quite high and this to be quite low. We were talking about getting like 18-inch and a 10-inch, and I was like, no, just stick to the 12 and the 16, it's fine. So yeah, those sizes work for me. They've always been that size. I love that size. So yeah, it's just, again, it musically fits our music perfectly.
Amazing. I wanted to briefly mention the fact that you've got the clear skins on the acrylic, which really, it brings out that sort of punch, doesn't it? You've got a lot of front end on that note.
Yeah, like that's another thing. Obviously, we're going to go clear. Aesthetically, we wanted it to be clear, but to have pinstripes on the toms was a decision that actually Nigel, our sound engineer, said. He's like, just put pinstripes on it. He wants pinstripes. We did. They're perfect. They work so well, and. Yeah, like you said, the clear heads, the acrylic needs that. It's a power kind of kit, you know what I mean, and it needs that powerful kind of attack.
Absolutely.
Because it does have a lot of tone in it. It really does. So yeah, it's a good decision.
It works for you.
Yeah, it does.
Happy days.
I love
it. Something else I want to talk to you about, which we were very briefly speaking about before, is the manner in which you run tracks. Which is very novel. This is something I hadn't seen before on stage. I'd like to think it's going to become more popular now, actually, for you.
It will. Like, usually the way people run their tracks would be with a computer, 2 computers. But we decided to do a different method, so we got these Cymatic U-Track 24 audio units, which I had never heard of. Again, Nigel said it to me, you should get one of these. So the tracks that we're running are like extra percussion parts. The clicks are being run off this. Any extra piano or guitar for each track. We have a playlist, so it's extremely easy. It runs each track separately. We can all get separate clicks and everything. It's so easy, and we've got two of them running. They're synced together, so if one goes down, the other one kicks in. Very, very simple. It's flyable as well, and it's an easy way of running tracks. I run everything from here, so I run all the counts. Like there's count-ins and everything, so everyone is in sync because it's all time coded. Because the screens are all time coded to the songs. So when that presses play,
it's go time.
The whole show is going.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of power from this button up here.
There's no pause button either. So.
No, when it's going, it's going.
That's
so it's great to have that because I'm so into my clicks and making sure that everyone is on a click.
Yeah.
And I love having the show completely run perfectly in time with the screens.
Yeah.
There's something very special about the screens and the music and everything running together at one time. It's an incredible sight for people to see, and so that was a no-brainer using that, and to have everyone on click. Everyone is so tight. And it's just brilliant. I had never thought that those kind of units existed because I was using a laptop before that, but now it's just no computer and it's rock solid. So yeah, it's great. It's a lot of power up here. Like even with the view and everything, I press play and it's like it's going.
Pretty imperious, pretty imperious up here.
Yeah,
you get to preside over everything, don't you? Like
it's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah. So that unit is amazing. I love that.
It's wonderful. So it is.
Yeah.
And I believe finally we're looking at this BC2. So you're using the Porter and Davis stool that you're sitting on at the moment.
Yeah, this is something that Minnie, our monitor engineer, just had said to us. Like, you know what, you should try one of these out. And I was like, yeah, of course. And we tried it out, and I was like, I'm never ever going back, literally, and I'm not going back. So I have my kick drum running through this.
Yeah. And
I also have Cliff on bass, so he's coming through this as well. Just because when you're in an arena, like you just cannot hear anything, especially when you're in ears. You can't hear anything, you just can't feel anything, because you're obviously so far away from the subs. The subs are being thrown out so far. So to be sitting on this is just it like you almost forget that you're using it after a while. It just feels like you're naturally feeling the reflection of the whole room coming through this, and for the bass to be coming through this, it feels like you can feel the bass in your body, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's sometimes when you're on ears, to get the bass to sit low but beyond everything else is tough, but to have this, to feel it, it actually makes it so much clearer in your ears and actually cleans up your mix a lot.
Very much
so this is class. This is like a toy. Everyone gets giddy when this comes in.
Really?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and all the boys come up and start playing with it because Cliff and Owen, they play, they're drummers as well, so they always come up and they're playing.
Okay.
So Owen who plays guitar and Cliff who plays bass.
Sure.
They play kit as well, so they're always up here playing with it, and why not? Like it's such a great feeling, like, There's
a mutual appreciation.
There is. Everyone appreciates this. Like, this is such a great unit to have. So yeah, I'm delighted to be using it.
And an important point you made there as well. It cleans up your stage. The idea that you don't have wedges sitting everywhere. The idea that you've got this ultimate control over the sound coming off stage.
Totally. Yeah.
You guys are all wearing in-ears as well.
We're all in in-ears. There's no monitors on stage. And I have this as well. So there is amps. There's a bass amp below me just to give Cliff a little bit of air behind him, and there's an amp facing the opposite direction, backstage, mic'd, it's far away.
Sure.
But that's just for a blend for guitar amp to an amp simulator out here. But it's a lot cleaner setup. Like, this is so clean, and for me to be on wireless ears as well, so I can move around, and I just love that idea of it. I love the clean setup. I love the acrylic drums. I love the screen in the background. This is amazing. The gear is perfect for how it is, and it's a perfect setup, yeah.
It's wonderful. On the subject of stage monitoring, you're in-ears as well.
Yes, we're all on Ultimate ears.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, and why should we not be on anything else?
True that. So which ones did you go for? I'd be interested.
We all went for the UE11s.
You all went for the 11s?
Yeah. It was, again, Minnie, who's our monitor engineer, he's on Ultimate ears as well. Bobby, our tech's on Ultimate ears, our front of house is on Ultimate ears. So everyone who's working on stage is actually on Ultimate ears, even all our techs, and they're all getting their own individual mixes. And the good thing about the text is they can switch between mixes.
Amazing.
So if something's going wrong, they can hear one of us. So I can tell him, you got to switch to me. He'll switch to me. But yeah, we're all on UE11s. It was actually our first time using Ultimate Ears everywhere. So yeah, perfect setup.
Happy days, yeah. It makes things easy.
It makes things so easy for us, you know. So and we all have them. We all have our own colours.
Oh really? Do you?
I'm on the camo greens.
You're camo green.
I haven't seen them before, so I had to get them for that reason.
I like the idea that let's personalise this a little bit.
Absolutely,
let's get a touch of green on that there.
Yeah.
The final thing, the very last thing I want to do is, because I'm such a fan of the idea of doing this, how tidy your mic setup is.
Yeah.
You're using these LP clamps off the stands.
Yes, so LP clamps, we're doing the DPA mics, one per cymbal and hats. And we're using the Shores on the toms. There's the Kelly shoe system in the kick drum. So we've got a V112, I think it's the new version of the D112.
Yeah.
And we've got the Beta 91 in just right underneath it.
Sick,
but
yeah.
the mic setup is very important. It's very clean. The kick drum mics live in the kick drum. And these are clamped, they're marked so they're the same every single night. It just cleans up the floor space. You know, there's only one mic on a stand, that's the 57 on the snare, and my vocal mic.
Yeah.
It's just such an easy way of doing it. You get great separation when you mic each cymbal separately, and yeah, Nigel's a wizard again, our front of house. He's just he has such great ideas for mics, and it's a savage setup. It just looks seamless, especially from far away in an arena. It doesn't look like there's anything on it at all.
That's it. There's not the clutter that you'd normally associate with a live stage setup.
Yeah.
So
It's perfect.
that's ideal. Mate, it's wonderful. This is really, really special.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, kudos.
Yeah,
absolutely, genuinely, it's fantastic to see you up here and doing as well as you do.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, and I appreciate everything Musicmaker have done for me especially. So
we're very happy to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a million.
It's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Rainsford. Picture this, the 3 Arena. What? Job.